Hey, this is Elena with Black Sheep 303 Creative, and today I am on the Elizabeth Craft Designs blog with a manly-ish mouse Valentine card. I had sort of a man in mind when I was stamping the sort of symbol images and simple color palette, so hopefully you will like it as well. I am using the ModaScrap Color of Puppies Girl stamps from Elizabeth Craft Designs here for my images, and I have stamped them in VersaFine Onyx Black ink onto some Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I'm using my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers to color the images in. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I love my Zigs and I love Bristol Smooth cardstock with my Zigs. It's pretty much the only thing I use anymore to color Zigs with, or on, I guess. And so I've started off with dark oatmeal and now I'm blending with oatmeal. The Bristol Smooth really makes the blend very nice and smooth. And I'm going to get him all tan. I wanted him to be a brown mouse to kind of go with the paper I had in mind, which has tan in it. But he's a little bit green. That dark oatmeal has a bit of a green cast to it. So I take my light gray and I go over, especially like the shaded parts, with the gray, and now I'm blending again with the oatmeal to turn him a little more of into a bit of a gray mouse. And then I'm trying to use pale pink to give him some pink cheeks, but that's really just too light. And I think he's still not gray enough, so I'm going to add some more gray here to gray him down even more. And then I'm going to grab the light pink, which is a darker pink, and then blend with the pale pink to give him some seriously pink cheeks. A little bit of pale pink in his ears with a little bit of water, but that's pretty pale. First, let me color in the heart with my wine red marker, which was a good match to the papers. And then I'll touch up around it a little bit with the oatmeal just to fill in some of those little white areas. And then I'm going to add some more of the light pink to his ears and blend again with the water to just give him some more pink ears. And you will see in the end, he's a little bit darker than the papers, but still color coordinates fairly well. And for my balloon hearts, which this is the smaller one, and then later you will see the large one. This is the wine red that I'm just coloring straight. Nothing fancy there. And then for these pink hearts, I've started with the light pink and then I'm blending out with the pale pink to give them just a little bit of shading. And then this is the large balloon heart. And I'm going to actually go over this with light violet and that little heart too. It doesn't look like a whole lot's happening, but this actually darkens down that red color and turns it like a deeper shade of wine from the just straight wine red colors. And that worked nicely with the paper. My sentiment is "You Fill My Heart" from the Love Sentiments clear stamps, also from Elizabeth Craft Designs. That's a fairly new stamp set and lots of cute Valentine sentiments on that. And I will be stamping this onto 85-pound white soft finish cardstock using my Gina K Designs Cherry Red ink. It was a good color match to the rest of, like the paper and the coloring. And I used my Misty just to make sure I got a good stamped image. Now my card base is an A2 size top folding horizontal card base out of 100-pound soft finish cardstock. And then I've cut that tan pattern paper to 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 A2 sized. And then that Cupid paper. So both those pattern papers are from this paper, the ModaScrap Simply Love 12 by 12 paper pack. Very cute and I thought kind of manly because of the tan and the red. And then the circle I've punched out using the 4th largest die in the Stitch Circles die set. And then this white 85-pound soft finish cardstock piece is using the 4th largest die in the Dotted Scallop die set. And so those will fit together very nicely. So I've used some 6mm clear double-sided adhesive tape to adhere the red circle to the white circle. And now I've used 10mm clear double-sided adhesive tape to adhere the tan pattern paper to the front of the card base. And you do want to make sure if you use this paper that your hearts are going horizontally across the paper. I made that mistake, so I learned that the hard way the first time. All right, so I've trimmed my sentiment down to 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 inches, as you may have noticed there, and I'm going to now adhere my circles to the sort of the middle of the front of the card, and then that sentiment has foam tape on the back, and I'm adhering that down to sort of the bottom, across the bottom of the circle and the card, and adding this, the bigger of the stitched pink hearts with some 3mm clear adhesive tape. And then the mouse, I've got a combination of 6mm and 3mm clear double-sided adhesive tape, and I've just adhered him into the middle of the circles. And then my balloons are going on either side of the circle, as are the rest of these smaller hearts. Now, I add balloon strings later to the balloon hearts, so it probably would have been better if I had done the balloon strings first before I did the sentiment or any of the hearts, obviously. But I didn't realize that, so I did it at the end. So here's the balloon dies, and I've cut out 2 of the bows and 2 of the strings out of rich black soft finish cardstock, and I'm just going to pry up the bottoms of my balloon hearts and the foam sentiment a bit to get the balloon strings underneath it. But as I mentioned, if you were going to reproduce this card and you knew you were putting balloon strings on those balloon hearts, I would say do those first, obviously. That would probably make your life a lot easier. And in my step-by-step photo instructions on the Elizabeth Craft Designs blog, I do have it written that way. So just learn from my mistake if you want to reproduce this card. But I always like to leave in my mistakes to show you how things can be fixed. All is not lost. It's not a disaster. You can change things up and still have a great card in the end. And that is essentially the completed project. And you can see, you know, there are some feminine elements on there. You know, like the dotted scallop circles, a little bit girly. You know, and the hearts are always a little girly. But hey, don't you think any man would like receiving this Valentine? I kind of like the simple tan and red color palette, just the tiniest bit of pink, and a cute mouse to say I love you. So I think any son or husband would like to receive that card, hopefully. I hope you agree. And I hope I've given you a little inspiration on ways to make a cute and masculine Valentine's card. Supplies are linked in the video description and over on the Elizabeth Craft Designs blog, as well as my blog, blacksheep303.com. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. That would make my day. Thanks so much, and have a great day.